Hot seat time. Thank you guys for all the questions. I'm in my apartment. This is where Jess and I live. Apologies for the delay in my response, although a few days is really not that bad for me, so maybe I don't even need to apologize. Let's get into them. Tony Valario asks, can we see a pre-dreadlock Elliot pic? Of course. Let's get a couple up here. Not really sure where Ho's going to find them. I'll try to help him out, but put one now. We'll put a couple more up, and then this one is my senior year picture. Boom. Handsome devil. Wow. Gosh. Coffee or tea? I'm going to go with coffee. American football or baseball? American football. Gonna go Simpsons or Family Guy? Simpsons. Robots or aliens? Aliens. Mashed or baked potato? That's actually a good one. Gotta go with baked potato. Indica or sativa? Indica. Cats or dogs? Definitely dog. Marvel or DC? Gotta go with Marvel. Orange juice or apple juice? Gonna go with another one. Apple juice. No orange juice. No. Yeah, my favorite TV show. It's either Hell's Kitchen or Chopped. I don't know if I can pick. Yeah, I can. It's Chopped. Chopped for sure. More diabolical supervillain. Gargamel or Skeletor? Gargamel is pretty messed up because the Smurfs were pretty easy and not much of a battle. So that's pretty dark. Let's go Garg. Let's go with old Garg. How much different would life be if Ralph Macchio got kicked in the face at the end of Karate Kid instead of kicking that blonde kid from all those 80 movies in the face? How different would it be for me? Not that much different. I think I'd probably still be here doing this exact thing. So it wouldn't be different at all. Life would not be different one bit. Becca Honeyman would like to know, how many times does a swallow need to beat its wings per second to maintain airspeed velocity? Probably 300 to 350 beats per minute. Colin Welch asks, where do you see yourself 10 hours from now? Probably right over here with 2 fried eggs, 1 piece of toast. Jessica will be sitting next to me and we'll be drinking coffee, watching Price is Right, guessing numbers. I think I got it. Which has a more worthless job, a white crayon or Vanna White? Brutal. Definitely Vanna White. At this point, they have robot cashiers and drones that can deliver Amazon packages. They still have a woman that flips over this little number or letter. Nah. Eric Stone wants to know what the difference is between normal ketchup and fancy ketchup. I don't know. I never buy the fancy ketchup. I don't think I'm worthy of the fancy ketchup. We can't have the fancy ketchup. Question from Stefan Stroud. What's your favorite smell? One is mountain laurels in the springtime are really, really nice. They literally smell like purple. And then my other one is pine trees in Georgia. What's the strangest dream you've ever had? When I was a kid, I sleepwalked a lot. This didn't have really much to do with the dream, but one time I slept. No, I don't want to talk about this. Never mind. This is a long story. Adam Palkowitz. Adam. Rabies or AIDS? What a horrible battle. I'm going to go with rabies because I listened to a podcast. Stuff You Should Know with Josh and Chuck talked about rabies and it sounded awful. It sounded like it worked really fast. And it talked a lot about old Yeller, and it was a sad podcast. Thanks, Josh and Chuck. Robert Purser asked, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? As much as he could. You didn't write it right. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck? It's how much wood would a woodchuck chuck. Not could a woodchuck chuck. Woodchuck. Would a woodchuck chuck. A woodchuck could chuck as much as he wanted. But how much would he chuck if he could chuck? As much as he could. There's something in there. Mary wants me to, it's not really a question, it's more of a request, and I'm totally down for it. She wants me to do the smelliest man in the world, that I don't always blank, but when I do, I blank. Stay smelly, my friends. So I like that idea. I don't always show up, but when I do, I show up late. Stay smelly, my friends. The band that most people love that isn't my cup of tea. Oh man. Sorry guys. Guns N' Roses. They're like, man, it's tough. Everybody loves him and it like gives me a headache. I'm impressed by the skill at times, but most times it's a headache. Sorry, Hope. Sorry. Do you prefer to live in a private mountain wilderness, private tropical island, or war-torn Ukraine? Obviously, the last one is not a place that I would choose. I think I would go with the mountains. Maybe the beach. Mountains. Island. It would be an island. No beach. Alright, final. I gotta go with the mountains. Mountains for sure. No, it's too cold. Beach. Ben Dees wants to know, what's the biggest assumption people make about smell? Probably that I like jam bands and that I'm a hippie. I'm a little bit of a hippie, but I got some things that are not hippie at all. I think a lot of you probably know that by now. Maybe not. I don't know. Test me. Test me, bro. Test me, I'm not a hippie. I'm a pirate. What are the optimum fanny pack features? A good fanny pack has 3 pockets. It's got the big pocket where all the stuff goes that everybody knows about. And then you got the little pocket on the front. You can put change and stuff like that. And the good fanny packs have a secret third pocket that goes right on your stomach. So you can like hide stuff in this back secret third pocket. You want to make sure that the strap that is attached to the actual pack has a good stitching right here. And you want a good clamp to keep it around your waist. But actually, I have moved on from fanny packs now, and I have a satchel. It's this leather thing that doesn't have any clasp anywhere, and you actually you fit it onto your belts. So when you switch belts, you got to switch your satchel onto your new belt. With my satchel, knife, and chain wallet attached to my belt with my belt buckle, it's freaking, my waist is styling on point. Colin Welch wants to know, Jimmy Page or Jimmy Buffett? Easy one. Jimmy Buffett. Michelle Frey, share something personal about yourself that you have not shared with anyone. It's not a question. This is not the forum that I would share something like that. This is like the worst place to share something like that. Why would I go from not telling anyone to telling everyone? It's like 0 to 100 in your like secret keeping. Ryan asks, when was the hardest you ever laughed? We've had some good laughs over the years. You guys remember that movie Feifel Goes West? It was like, I went and saw it with my mom, and I was a little kid, and it got like so out of hand with me laughing at this. I don't even remember the part. It was something with that spider talking to the mouse. He had a song or something I thought was so funny. But we had to like leave the theater because I was laughing so hard that it made my mom start laughing because she's just laughing at her kid that is like losing it. And then I start laughing at her, and we're just like laughing uncontrollably. And had to leave the theater and come back in and after we composed ourselves. But it was great. Michael Rothrock wants to know, do unicorns believe in you? Yes, definitely. That's an easy one. That was like the easiest one of the night. Of course, the unicorns believe in us. Stephanie Hoover asked, how long did it take to get my dreadlocks? I haven't had a haircut in 13 years. On our first tour, I had straight hair that had some knots in it, and we decided to knot it up on that first tour. Where do you buy your capri pants? I don't buy capri pants. I buy regular pants and I roll up the pant legs. Just roll up the legs. Capris. It actually keeps you quite a bit cooler. And since I started doing it at work, everybody does it now. I'm kind of a trendsetter there with like rolling up your pants. Before, nobody did it. Now I do it, and now everybody does it. What is my favorite song of all time? Favorite song of all time. I tried to channel it and it wasn't coming. I don't think I can pick it. I'm sorry. Marino Radke asks, as a member of Full Service, what's your most fond memory / experience with the band? I think I'm going to have to go with our first tour we went up to see some of the brothers' friends in Massachusetts, and we were able to sneak across over to Nantucket for about a week, and we slept in a barn, and it was epic. But one of the nights we bought a bottle of rum and went and stayed for like 3 or 4 hours on this dock where they had huge yachts that the rich people had come to Nantucket on and parked there, and we just stayed on the dock and got real drunk off rum. Everybody had shots. Bones I was drinking too. It was great. We walked down to the beach, went for a long walk, and then we came and slept in a barn. It was an epic night. It was really, really fun. What are my dreams? To own some land where there is a big garden and some animals that live on this land. Pretty sweet house with like some renewable energy ways, like some solar and some rain catching gutters. Earlier I said I wasn't a hippie, and that sounds pretty damn hippie. Yeah, you're a hippie. Sean Tofson asks, with all your roles in the band, combining percussive elements, what's the most difficult song to perform from these two perspectives? The hardest instrument changes and the most difficult technical song. The one right now with the hardest instrument changes is I Want to Go Home. I go from melodica to guitar, and then I'm singing with the guitar, and then I go down here to tambourine, come back to melodica real fast, and right back to the guitar singing. And so if I don't have all my stuff in the right spot, the juggling gets messed up, and I fall off, and then I mess up multiple parts because I'm not juggling correctly. So that one's kind of stressful right now, but I also like playing it a lot. Most difficult technical song is a few of the locker ones still give me trouble. Vocoda, I kind of I stumble through just the main riff. I'll kind of like fake it till I make it, kind of. And it's not necessarily this hand, my fret hand. It's like down here because I play acoustic so much. It's quite a bit different. Ron Hagenauer asks, when's the Sato stuff coming out? Very good question, and thank you for asking and bringing it up. October, there will be stuff that people can get onto their iPhones or tablets and listen to in their car. There will be something that you guys can get. What are your favorite pizza toppings? And my favorite pizza toppings are the cheese, which I know people are like, oh, all pizza has cheese, but that's not true. It's definitely a topping because some people mess it up and don't use it, and you have to have it. If you don't have it, it messes up everything. So you have to say that's one of your favorite toppings. That is definitely a crucial staple of all my pizzas. The other one is spinach, because it gives your body some good nutritional stuff, but it doesn't change the flavor profile of the pizza very much. So, John Garcia has 2 questions. He wants to know the first album I purchased with my own money, and it was on the same day from Walmart, and it's kind of lame because there's 2 compilation albums, Bob Marley Legend, which I know everybody's like, oh, that is so overplayed, but it's true. But all the songs are really, really good and still hold up on their own. As a collection, it's a little bit overwhelming, and it's a little bit too positive Bob Marley, but it's still really, really good. And the other one was Jimi Hendrix, The Ultimate Experience, which was a collection of his greatest hits, which was also really, really cool. Is your favorite song to play still Two Old Birds, or am I just misremembering? I still I like playing that one. I don't think it's my favorite. I don't know. It's such a changing thing. I think favorite song to play changes when you're playing. That sounds dumb, but it's true. It's I don't know how to explain it. Andy Hahn, is there gas in the generator? Right now, no. It's in the dump somewhere, drained out of gas and oil and crunched up. We ditched that generator in the woods. Robert Purser asks, what would you do with a Klondike bar? What would I do with a Klondike bar? I would put a Klondike bar in the freezer. What would I do to a Klondike bar? I would eat a Klondike bar. What would I do for a Klondike bar? I would pay for a Klondike bar. A lot of questions on Klondike bar. Wendy asks, what is Jessica's favorite flower? Jessica's favorite flower changes. This is going to be a tip for the men out there that want to keep their lady happy. A woman's favorite flowers are the flowers that you bring home that day. You walk through the door with flowers, those are their favorite flowers. Buy your lady flowers. And actually, I like having them around too. Like if you bring home flowers, Jessica will like divide them up into nice little bundles and put them in vases all over the house. So you walk around and there's different pots with flowers in them everywhere. It's great. Do you want to be in the canopy? A reference to my first song I ever wrote, which is called Canopy. And I don't want to be there, but some days I am there, and it's okay. What song always makes you happy? A song that always makes me happy is the You Got a Friend by James Taylor. Speaking of what you become, are you the crazy one? And no, I'm not the crazy one. I'm the king of the sock puppet army, but we're fighting the crazy ones. Me and the sock puppets. They're the crazy ones. Not us. We're the sock puppet army. Colin Welch asks, what's the strangest dream you've ever had? Oh man. Again, blanked out. Come back to it later if we want. What's the best place in Austin to get a tattoo, and by which artist? The man that did Hoag's Nessie, I can't remember his name. That guy's really, really good and has a great hand. But I don't even know if he has a shop anymore. I think he may have started making axes and knives, like iron melding way, smelting. I think he's a smelter now. Hoag, is this true? What is the most underrated candy? From Adam Palkowicz. Adam Palkowicz. From Adam Palkowicz. Most underrated candy. Oh man, not much candy is underrated. It's pretty highly regarded. What's an underrated candy? Tough question. Mary and Sasquatch's daughter, Colby, wants to know, how can you both be king of the sock puppet army and be known as Princess Snowsmell? I see the dilemma you got, because perceptions would be that a king is a man and a princess is a woman. I think Smell Human can embody kings and queens and animals. Like, I think I'm also a hawk. A little bit, maybe a buzzard, I don't know. It kind of goes back and forth. Elephant magic is part of me. Maybe some Princess Snowsmell magic. All of it combined. Smell. If you were a farmer, but you could only grow one thing for the rest of your life, what would you grow? Even if it's made up. Like, it doesn't need to be something that grows in real life. Break. Two-part question from Derek. Why are you so cool like the other side of the pillow? I don't know. Do you have any go-to catchphrases you use constantly? I swear, I started whatevs. I've been saying whatevs for 15 years. And now, for the past like 5 or 6, it's been catching on. Everybody's saying whatevs. Whatevs. Man, I was all over that. Whatevs. My biggest influence of my musical career is definitely Hoag and Bonesaw. Without them, I wouldn't have a musical career. They really inspired me as a young man to be what I am and live the way that I do. So definitely those two guys. Biggest non-musical influence in my life is definitely my family, my mom, dad, my sister. Most of the poetry that I write is directed at them. People that I love. Now Jessica gets a lot of that poetry too. They influence kind of my views on the world and my views on spirituality and all the things that kind of keep us human. Song that I most like to cover, Who's that song by? We danced to it at Frankie and Aaliyah's wedding. It'll be alright underneath the light of the neon moon. Jess and I danced to it real slow. It was epic. We're on this like sweet ranch that Aaliyah and Frankie got married at. It was so cool. The most underrated vegetable. A lot of vegetables get a bad rap. This is not as easy as the candy one. Brussels sprouts are slam and they get a bad rap. Kale, also awesome, gets a very bad rap. Kale, Brussels sprouts, winners. A guilty music pleasure or a specific genre band artist. Maybe it's that countryside. I mean, I'll have it to 98.1 in Austin, and it plays a lot of like pretty lame country, but it'll hit some good tunes every once in a while. That delivering pizzas, just to some country music, just cruising around the windows open. It's really nice. I don't feel guilty about it though. Craig Schweitzer asks, "What is the color of your energy?" Sean thinks I'm gonna say purple. I can see it on his comment. He guesses I'm gonna say purple, and I'm gonna go with that. If that's what Sean thinks, then maybe he's right. Purple. Thank you, Sean. Paul or John? And I saw that Hogue went with John, and I'm definitely in the Paul camp. I like the kind of like happy, quirky Paul. The heady John is like a little depressing and like, I don't know, not as pleasant. But I think my favorite Beatle was Ringo. Just as a side note, he's got good jokes. Man, he was a star. He was a Ringo star. Jesse Ball has 2 questions. What's my favorite instrument to play? My acoustic guitar, without a doubt. I tried for a while to write on piano. It came out some cool stuff, but the guitar is number 1 for sure. Do you want kids? Kids seem to like you. Thank you for noticing kids like me. I think they do too. I don't really know what it is sometimes, but I enjoy their company and they seem to have a good response, so that's neat. Yeah, I would like to have a kid or 2, whatever's in my cards. I definitely hope that's in my cards. I feel like I have some things to offer. If you decided to start a business, what would it be? One time I sold Christmas lights with shotgun shells on the end of them down on First Thursdays at Christmas time. But no, that wouldn't be my business. That doesn't make much sense year round. If I wanted to start a business, what would it be? I don't know. Let's do that one. I'll come back to it. Sega Genesis or Super NES? I gotta go with Sega because it's what I had at my parents' house. But I also gotta point out that my favorite's GameCube. Jacob Reese asks what my thoughts are on the Dream. And I love the Dream. I think it's really cool for the band as a whole, and I also really think it's cool for Hogue to have an apartment to live in outside of the Bonesaw Coco marriage, and I think it's really good for Coco and Bonesaw to have Hogue have an apartment out there, and then now we all have a spot to jam where we can jam late, we can jam early, we can do whatever we need to because it's way out there. And Hogue is the one that is closest, and he loves rocking anytime, so it doesn't really matter when we make a lot of noise. It's great. I love the Dream. What's the strangest dream you've ever had? I've had a lot of strange dreams, and like I usually don't dream for very long anymore. Smoking herb kind of hurts your dream cycle quite a bit, and so I don't remember very many of my dreams. The ones I do remember are real short, it's kind of little snippets, and they're always like kind of like weird teeth or like you have like the hands of somebody else or something weird like that. So those are always like real strange, and those are always kind of early in the morning when like Jessica's getting up and moving around in the house, and like I'm not sleeping very well and have like little snippets of like really weird stuff. But when I was younger, I sleepwalk a lot, and it was like that got really interesting a few times, like leaving like the house and like going outside, or like one time I was camping and I went way out in the woods and I woke up and I was in the middle of the woods and like my pajamas and like one sock, and I had like a sheet with me, but there was like no trail. That was weird. Got like a little bit of a weird sleep thing that I think herb may suppress and keep that like that higher cycle kind of down, which may help or may inhibit that cycle. I don't know. We'll probably cut some of this out. Cindy Dees says, what is your favorite childhood memory? I remember being real young and we had this swing on our porch, and we never went to Disney World or Disneyland or anything like that, but we would get on this wood swing, and it could fit like 3 people on it. My mom, my little sister, and I would get on it, and we'd swing, and my mom would sing some made-up song about going to Disney World, and we would all sing it, yeah, going to, I don't remember what the song was, but we would do that for about 5 minutes, and then we'd get off the swing and go out in the backyard and run around the trees and pretend we were at Disney World. And my mom would pretend she's at Disney World too. And I remember that. That was really great, and I think that helped me with my imagination and continue into the person that I am now, was to see and be raised by such an imaginative woman that would do that. Such a weird thing, wooden swing, pretend we're at Disney World out in the yard, and we're just jumping around on sticks and grass. Favorite mythical animal? Dragon. Mego Owens asks, Smell, what are your favorite pastimes? Been making a lot of stuff with paper mache, trying to get better at that, kind of keep my hands busy. It's really fun too and really messy. Jess loves it when I do it inside and get the table all dirty. And the song Yankee Doodle Dandy, is he calling the horse or the feather macaroni? He's calling the feather macaroni. Macaroni! Doesn't make any sense. Where do your fingers go when you sleep? They stay on my hand. Thank you guys for all the questions and putting me on the hot seat. I hope you enjoyed my answers. And if you have more questions for me or any of my brothers, always ask us in person. I'm better at that, and I'll respond right then. It won't take me a few days to get back to you. So yeah, ask us questions in person, but I'm sure Bonesaw will be up next on the hot seat. So thank you guys. See y'all soon. Peace.